Hello, my name is Ben Bramble. On behalf of Stephen Brown and John Seaton, I am demonstrating the Raspberry Pis for a defensive network. First thing we're going to do is we're going to start this process up. We have three different components here. We have the tablet, the master tablet, running our custom application. We have a Raspberry Pi, which is going to be acting as the access point for our ad hoc network. And then finally we have a sensor node. Although our network can handle several of these, we have one up and ready to go. Sensor node will be operating with an infrared sensor and a converted battery that we're going to be running off of. So first thing what we're going to do is we're going to plug everything in to show how our Raspberry Pis will work from scratch without any sort of user interface. So we're going to start by plugging in our access point. See the red light means it's going. Stephen's going to plug in our sensing node to the battery. And while he's doing that, I'm going to start up the application. So what's going to happen is the access point is going to be starting its own host APD program as well as a DHCP server. We found that this works the best because then we don't have to deal with the comp sci network or logging onto an existing network, which can be particularly flaky and kick you off or kick one of our nodes off. And since they are operating without monitors, it can make it very hard to determine when something is not working correctly. This also allows us to take our show on the road, so to speak, take it outside and set up just about anywhere that we want, weather permitting, but we're going to stay inside right now. So what we should see is that the node right here should start blinking blue, which will determine that it is broadcasting wireless signals, in which case the other two devices should be able to connect to that name server. Then we will display the, demonstrate the abilities of this. So the whole process takes about 2 minutes from the initial plug-in to when all the nodes are up. And then once they're up, they're good to go. So we will sit here in silence. All right, dude, something's wrong. Okay, we got some flashing blue. So we can go over to the tablet. You can see that it is connected to the network. It just received an ACK from the access point as well as the sensor node. The access point is 10.0.0.2 and the sensing node is 10.0.0.5 and the tablet itself is 10.0.0.4. All right, now we are going to demonstrate. You can see that S0, the topmost message, means that we just got no signal from the IR. Stephen is now going to demonstrate at the short range, walking from the node. You can see that it's picked them up with that 1. With no activity, it should return to 0 shortly. You can see it just returned to 0. So Stephen, if you go back to medium range, you can see it just picked him up, his movement. Now if he stands stationary, it just returned to 0. So now if you were to move now at a medium distance, we just picked him up. And now if he moves all the way back down to the end of the hallway, so somewhere between 15 and 20 feet right here, see right now it's still at 1. And now it returned to 0. So if Stephen moves now, we just picked him up, even all the way down there. And since it's infrared, it works light or dark, it doesn't matter. Now we can demonstrate just how far off to the side it gets, the angle at which it works. So you'll see it's at 1 right now. It's now at 0, so even if you come in, by the time right about when he hits the carpet, you should see it just hit 1. So you can see it has a fairly narrow view. So that's it. Some of the other highlights: in order to conserve battery power, since these will last for approximately an hour and a half, transmitting Wi-Fi all the time, we have set it so if it doesn't see anything for about a minute, it will turn off its Wi-Fi. And then after connecting, after noticing movement, it'll turn its Wi-Fi back on and send its message to the master node, letting you know that, hey, I've seen something over here, you should probably come check it out. So that is the demonstration for how this system works. Thank you very much.